Brothers Frank Deveraux Jr. and Vernon Schumacher in Yakutat, Alaska love to hunt together, especially for sea otters. But one expedition to Seashell Reef, just off the coast of their hometown, went horribly wrong and almost cost them their lives. What saved them? Intense brotherly love and a cell phone. Here's their incredible story.
We headed for that reef. You know, we were all happy. There was otters out that day, and we were for sure we were going to get an otter. And we tie up anchor and we push the boat out, set the anchor. Vernon walks up the side of the reef, and when I walked aside, I turned around to go see Vernon.
All of a sudden my brother goes, "The boat." And I turn around and the first thing I see is the boat about 10 feet off the shore. At that point, that's when we started thinking the tide's gonna come up and it's gonna completely cover this thing. We're gonna be forced in the water either way, so it's try and swim for the boat or don't. Frank took his clothes off and dove in after the boat.
I swam as hard as I can with all my strength to get to that boat. And it was blowing like, I don't know, it was blowing like 15 or 25 knots.
The wind is blowing, it's snowing, it's freezing cold out.
I don't know, as I kept swimming to the boat, I wasn't looking at it, and I finally looked up and I realized Vernon was just tiny. He looked tiny in my eyes.
And each time that he's stroking to swim for the boat, it's getting further and further away from the beach, which is where I'm at. And so he's getting further away, and soon enough the boat's about 50 yards away.
Something kicked into gear to my head, and I was like, gosh, turn around, you're gonna die, man.
And he's yelling and screaming at me, telling me he's gonna die if I don't jump in the water and come get him.
I felt paralyzed from the waist up.
The whole time I sat there and I was talking to him, telling him, "You're gonna make it, don't give up, just keep coming, just keep coming."
Then next thing you know, felt like God grabbed my arm and yanked me back to life, and that was my brother.
I ended up jumping in and grabbing him and pulling him on the beach. And it was just like pulling a dead animal on the beach. He was shot, he was done.
I was so happy to see his face.
And you knew it was your brother, too,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I instantly knew it brought me back, man. I was like, you're there, man.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm alive.
I'm walking him up and down the beach, trying to get his blood circulating to where he at least has a chance.
And the tide's coming in?
And the tide's coming in, and I'm thinking to myself, we're screwed. We're not gonna be able to make it out of here. We're done. About half an hour to an hour after we've been stranded, Frank looks at me and says,
"Hey, I got my cell phone." And he's like, "What?"
Now when he says that, I have this really high hopes that we get a signal with this cell phone. I mean, we just got cell phones in.
I got a bar and I tried again and I got a hold of Denson. My brother Denson.
We told him, if you don't come get us, or find somebody to come get us, we are gonna die right here on this island. You have to come get us. And so he ended up calling this guy named Bob, who ended up calling the harbor master, who finally came and got us about an hour and a half later.
It was a lifesaver. It saved our lives, and I'm grateful Vernon was there, because if he wasn't, I wouldn't have made it.
We would not be alive today if it was not for cell phones.
When I had that call, that single call made me feel like I called God to get us out of hell.